We just heard from someone else who witnessed this shooting. He says he was on the first floor and saw someone get shot in the leg here. Now, I want to show you a vehicle that's still on the scene that detectives spent quite a bit of time focusing their attention on. Chris and Jane, there's still parts of that car here at the scene, and you can see where that driver jumped the curb here on the corner of Winkler Avenue and Colonial Boulevard. And the tire tracks lead all the way up to this pole here, and this is where the driver ended up. But before they hit that pole, they took out a pedestrian crosswalk that was here. Today's the last day of the program, but there's someone I've been talking to. He's way back there. We're probably gonna have to get him during our next hit. But there are folks that showed up yesterday that actually had to be turned away. I just want to give our photographer time to take a step back so that you guys can get a view of this tree. This thing is absolutely massive, and it gives you an idea of just how strong the winds were that came through this area. I mean, just take a look at the base of this tree here, the diameter. It's huge, these roots. And I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a loud sound of croaking frogs in the background, and it's all because of all of this right here that's surrounding me. All of this still water. Chris and Jane, Coast Guard officials have been searching for these 3 missing boaters for about an hour now. We're currently at the Cape Coral Yacht Club, and this is one of 2 areas where Coast Guard officials, and the child's mother tells me she's furious because she later found out that her son reported this incident. It must have been terrifying moments for the driver in this vehicle. We want to give you a look at it now. The van is still in this retention pond, but you can see that it's definitely still a long line here, and these people are just waiting to get into another line once they get closer to where the tents are. You can download an app. It's called Skimmer Scanner. I have it right here. Now here's how it works. You just hold it up to the pump, you press scan. It takes a couple seconds, but now, we know that police were called out to this community just before 1:30 this morning. They're focusing their investigation on the second home to my right here, where residents who are still dealing with flooding in Bonita Springs say they're worried that this may become the new normal. Here, residents had to actually set up this caution tape just to outline the road because at one point it was completely underwater. Now, right now, we're just east of I-75. And now, we're not going to go too far back because it's dark right now and it's dangerous to even be in this water. That's why I have on these waders. But people living here tell me this is a complete tragedy. Cars stalled on the road in Bonita Springs. Water flowing over Bonita Beach Road, leaving this community underwater after Hurricane Irma ripped through Southwest Florida. Jefferson Garcia lives back here. The only way home now is by kayak.
You're just lucky to be alive, you know?
So we've gone through maybe 3 blocks already in total devastation. I mean, you can see things. That's a couch that was probably inside of someone's home. That's a chair, another couch. This is really, really, I don't even have words. That car practically submerged, and this is a community that just dealt with flooding 2 weeks ago. You're helping me out. You let me come out here on your canoe. How is it just to see this?
It's just saddening, you know. After a while, it starts to sink in the real thought that this is real, and we've lost a lot of our stuff. You know? We got to start from scratch, but just waiting for this water to go down.
In some parts, the water is waist deep. We're gonna try to get out to give you guys a better look at just how deep this water is in some communities. But some of the homes were built up a little bit higher, so they were a bit better off. Like this one, for instance, you can see the water is maybe up to 1 inch or 2, but then you have other homes like this one right next to it, where there's probably 3 feet of water inside.
We saw the worst, but you know, it's only material objects, so as long as we're living, that's the best.
You know, it was really eerie going down this road in a kayak with Jefferson, and I asked him what he plans to do next. He tells me that now he's staying with family and friends until they find a solution. They're not sure how long it's going to take for these waters to recede. The last time it flooded here, it took about a week. So these people here just dealing with another blow, this time from Hurricane Irma. The scenes are eerily familiar. Gunshots fired.
15 gunshots, 20 gunshots, back to back, like an automatic weapon. Just dot, 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 dot. It was like frequent shooting.
When the chaos settles, young lives are often lost. Andrew Faust was just 5 years old when a bullet in a drive-by shooting pierced his home.
Yeah, I don't want no violence in the neighborhood.
Then a 12-year-old Sean Archills took to the street holding a pink poster to call for justice.
So it's like there's too much violence, so I want that to stop.
Standing next to his older brother, little Sean wanted to take on a big problem, the cycle of violence and culture of silence that allowed Andrew's accused killers to walk free.
Stop the violence, break the silence.
Tragically, 2 years later, Sean would lose his life to the same issues he feared. Sean was leaving a teen party here when he was shot multiple times right here in this parking lot. Stefan Strader was also killed. Since that time, dozens of people have come forward, leaving items at this memorial. But police say not enough people are coming forward with tips. So far, only 14 witnesses have gave information. That's less than the number of people that were shot here. Now Sean's older brother has returned to the streets 2 years after we last filmed him.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
This time to collect money for his brother's funeral.
Losing somebody isn't easy, especially him being my brother. It's not an easy thing to live through.
The posters once held for justice for Faust are now covered with Sean's pictures. And Deshaun is forced to continue his brother's push for peace, hoping to bring an end to the violence that has now shattered the lives of 2 more families.
Revenge isn't an option. Taking somebody's life isn't an option. They should just, somebody should just go to the cops and tell them what happened.
A damaged ATV parked in the front yard. Lucila Gale owns this Punta Gorda home. She says this is chaos squatters created.
I cannot believe that these people will do something like that. I mean, they have destroyed everything. Look in here. Look in here.
Looking around at the mess, Lucila is nearly speechless.
I am without words. I am completely baffled about this whole situation.
Homeless people taking over her home, trashing just about every corner of it, even stealing most of the furniture. Welcome to hell is the message scribbled on a TV in the living room. The electricity in this home has been off for months, and so has the water. But as you can see, it's running. The homeowner thinks the people living here had it reconnected. Lucila says her son, who once lived here, allowed a friend to move in. And that friend invited others who now refuse to leave.
And look in here. These are people that don't belong in here.
As she was showing us the home, we spotted the squatters. I mean, the least you can do is talk to her. You're living in her house for free. They agreed to explain to Lucila why they're here.
You think you can live in here free?
Well,
Because she's here free. She just took over here.
But we didn't know any of this situation.
Well, I understand that. That's what I'm trying to talk to you.
Angie is the person who Lucila's son invited to live here temporarily. But now these people stake claim to the house, and her son was run out. As much as she wants them out now, Florida law requires that Lucila evict them through the courts, which could take weeks.
I'm not in control of my own property. That cannot be.